doctors. Dr. S, also a second-story board member, is a soon-to-be 40-year-old, brown-skinned, trans-masculine person with short black hair and a baby beard. He's wearing black jeans, a black hoodie with a white G on the front, and very chic white shelled toe Adidas shoes. Dr. Danielle is a black, 42-year-old woman with long black dreadlocks, dark brown eyes, and a bright, toothy smile. She's wearing a yellow blazer, white shirt, and black pants. Please welcome Dr. S and Dr. Danielle to the stage.
I used to think love at first sight only existed in fairy tales. The spark, the magic.
Click, clack, click, clack. I picked up from my book and spotted a short black woman in a navy skirt, blazer, and heels, strutting across the linoleum floor. Wait, a black professor in this department?
I had just started my first year of grad school in psychology at Iowa State, and I was walking around the psych building checking out the facilities when I saw this gorgeous chocolate-skinned person who caught my eye. He was sitting at a table reading a book, which I thought was sexy.
I was in my last year of undergrad, ready for graduation. I was reading Right Then, Right There, because my procrastinating ass wasn't ready for my psychology class. So, as much as I was curious about who this black professor was, I returned to my brain and behavior text.
I kept seeing him around campus, but he remained a mystery. Weeks later, my professor shared that an undergrad, S, would join our next research meeting. I instantly knew it was him. Elated, I showed the email to my wife. It's him, the person I've been eyeing. I'm straightforward to a fault. I was so consumed in my own joy that I didn't notice the way the energy shifted in our home. All I knew was I wanted what I wanted, and what I wanted was to get to know S.
I was totally unaware of any of this at the time. I was in my own world doing the most. I was an overachiever.
Was?
Fair.
I arrived at the research meeting cute, confident, and ready to demonstrate my brilliance. I hoped, like me, he would be attracted to smarts.
We were talking about how to capture some kind of information. What if we use census data? I offered. From everyone's reaction, it was like I cracked some kind of code. It seemed obvious to me.
Damn smart and fine. As the meeting came to an end, I made a few jokes and then nonchalantly asked for his number.
At the time, I was in an on sometimes, off when I couldn't take it long distance relationship. It was toxic. She lied and cheated. So I wasn't really checking for anybody, you know? Danielle was cool, and it was funny that she wasn't a professor. I wanted to get to know her, so I gave her my number. But she never called. Why?
I wanted to call so many times, but I knew better because I was lusting over this man. Ideally, I would have been single when I met the greatest love of my life. Fantasies of him became an escape for me. I wasn't happy and became more physically and emotionally distant at home. Months later, my wife left town and I was stuck proctoring an undergrad exam. When I walked in, I saw S was proctoring too. Smart, fine, and responsible. My wife had the car we shared, so I planned to take the bus home. I stated this out loud, and S offered to give me a ride.
She asked for a ride. She asked the group if anyone could take her home. I got you. I wanted to know why she hadn't called me. Plus, I had been in Iowa a few years and missed the connections with black women she reminded me of.
Eagerly, I accepted the cool offer. I got you. S said he would come to my exam room when he finished. I felt warm and excited. I wasn't paying those test-taking students any attention. All I knew was S be coming at any moment to take me home. I informed everyone, when my ride comes, I'm out. I was talking to the other grad students when the lecture hall door cracked open.
I peeked my head inside. She wasn't hard to find. But you know the feeling you get when you're searching for someone you know in a crowded room and you finally lock eyes?
He flashed that $1 billion smile and I was hooked.
I whispered, "You ready?"
Yes! I was ready for whatever with him.
I was just asking if you were ready to go home. As we approached her apartment, I was second guessing my decision because now I didn't have time to get home from my favorite show. I do not like missing the cold open. So when she asked me to come in, that's okay. I'm trying to get home to catch my show.
You can watch your show here. Anything to spend more time with him.
You sure? You don't even know what the show is.
It didn't matter. What's the show?
Law and Order Special Victims Unit. Cool, let's go inside. It's already 8:57. From the moment we sat on the couch, she started asking me questions.
Where are you from?
Chicago.
Oh my God, me too. What part?
Well, actually, I'm from Chicago Heights.
You know that's not Chicago, right?
I know, but sometimes you gotta go wide.
What?
Never mind. I could tell she was a talker. Can we wait for the commercials for Q&A?
You can do whatever you want to do.
So, in the 3 minutes between scenes,
How many siblings do you have? What are you going to do with your psychology degree? Oh my God, I have never met anyone with hair like yours. What do you mix with?
I'm all black. People always ask me that. Can you believe it was him?
Who?
The one you said looked sketchy. This is gonna be your new favorite show.
I wouldn't generally watch something with the word victims in the title. So as he watched murder TV, I watched him. His laid back style, the way he bit his bottom lip as he tried to figure out who done it. There was something about the way his mouth formed words. I sat closer to him than a married woman should. He let me play in his hair. It was so soft. And you know, black folks don't let just anybody touch our hair. I was captivated until I saw my wedding ring all entangled in his hair.
I was used to people wanting to touch my hair. It generally frustrated me, but I didn't feel that with her. She rubbed a little longer than most, and the look in her eyes was about more than my hair. I didn't reciprocate. I wasn't interested because she wasn't my type and she was married. Just friends.
Do y'all remember when texts cost like 10 cents each? After that night, my phone bill started getting out of hand.
She was a good listener who seemed genuinely interested in what I had to say. She got me to reveal things about myself that I hadn't told another soul. Her transparency was refreshing because I was used to secrecy, betrayal, and deceit. Since we were both technically taken, we would go on what I called pseudo dates. Talks in the car, dinner, movies. Our friendship got close and deep fast. I got the sense that Danielle wanted to fast forward our relationship. I, on the other hand, like to take things slow, like naturally occurring diamonds slow. We were just friends.
He would text, "Good morning, sunshine," to me every day.
Whenever I was in the psych building and heard a click-clack, I turned to see if I spotted her.
We would go out drinking and dancing, allowing our bodies to move and groove to the beat, grinding close.
Closer than a married woman should. I was cool with a certain level of flirtation, but I had to set a firm boundary with you.
I needed you to be direct with me. I confided in him about my marital woes and my wife's increasing discomfort with our friendship. I hated myself for the heartache I was causing, but I couldn't shake my obsession, and I did not want to. This realization caused me many sleepless nights, and then fight after fight when I finally found the courage to ask my then wife to open up our relationship. I thought this was a way to have S without completely upending my life.
Everyone in my life was asking me, what's going on with you and Danielle? Nothing, we're just friends. Seems like more than that. I didn't realize how much a part of my life she'd become. So when she told me about opening her marriage, I was surprised to have such an honest conversation about it. But it didn't change the facts. I didn't want to be in another love triangle, and I wasn't attracted to her like that. We were just friends.
I was devastated. So I stopped pushing as hard for more than friendship. I'm grateful too because a friend was exactly what I needed as my marriage came to a turbulent end. I felt like such a failure. S was there though, supporting me, keeping me laughing, holding space for all my feels as I grieved.
I was in the middle of my own soap opera. We helped each other through. Two 20-somethings with front row seats to each other's love dramas.
They were just distractions for me.
I felt like I was competing for your attention, and they weren't even all that.
You were getting a little jealous, huh? I wasn't checking for you.
I didn't like it.
Don't get me wrong, I was still very much interested in S, but it just felt too vulnerable to continue pursuing someone who wasn't interested in me like that.
About a year later, friendship still going strong, we moved in together as roommates.
Yeah, roommates. I was like, we go together now.
You see how she fast forwards? I didn't know anything about that, but I knew I cared for her deeply. And though we had our separate bedrooms, sometimes we chose to sleep on the couch, at separate ends, of course. I laughed watching her haphazard morning routine. I got frustrated with her leaving cabinets open. I fell in love with her oatmeal.
They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And I still wanted your heart.
She made me feel good. I saw possibilities. I felt safe to be. We had this cosmic connection. And eventually, I was back in my top spot.
Because no one compares to you.
I know.
I know you know.
By then, I loved her. This was a pattern for me because of what I now know as my demisexuality, meaning most of my romantic relationships are formed out of getting close over time. So even though I had been saying no, 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 it became yes, 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 yes. I wanted to get closer than friends should. I had urges to smack her butt and hold her hand and press my body against hers. But I had been saying just friends all this time. How could I switch it up now?
I could tell things were changing between us. I'd been waiting for this for 2 years. I wanted to name it, process it, speed it up. But Diamond's over here. I wanted him to acknowledge he was developing stronger feelings for me, flirting with me, wanting me. But ever the cool one, he just downplayed it.
What she saw as cool was me working real hard to be just friends. I loved our friendship. I resisted as long as I could, telling myself, it's better this way. But this one weekend, I went away for a boys' trip. The whole weekend we were on the phone. I was missing you intensely. And I wanted to come home. And my boys kept asking, for real, what's up with you and Danielle? I don't know, but I don't want to risk the friendship. What if it doesn't work out?
I wasn't worried about that. I felt sure enough for the both of us. And then one day, while running errands, you said,
You know, days like this, I feel like I'm in love with you.